There is something special about a meandering river cutting its way between blocks of lush vines. It is this river that induces the distinctive wines from these vines, the pioneering spirit of its people, and the enjoyment for those that visit. This special place is Viljoensdrift. This is the Robertson Wine Valley, set alongside the imposing mountain range of the Langeberg, just 1.5 hours drive from Cape Town. It is this spectacular valley that is the setting for Viljoensdrift astride the Breede River, the lifeblood of the many farmers who have settled here over the last few centuries. But Viljoensdrift is not just a producer of fine wines and sweet fruit. It brings to the valley a fine reputation for hospitality and a grand, gentle country lifestyle. It was the Dutch who first settled in the Cape in 1652 to build a vegetable garden to supply the passing ships of the Dutch East India Company. Today, Cape Town is a cosmopolitan city reflecting its multicultural history. From the castle close to the foreshore surrounded by tall skyscrapers to the Muslim quarter in Boerkaap, Cape Town is a fascinating city dominated by the massif of Table Mountain. 2 decades later, the first of the Huguenot families escaping the religious persecution in France began arriving in the Cape, of whom many settled at Franschhoek, or French Corner, in the Hottentots Holland Mountains. They brought skills, including winemaking, and one of them was François Viljoen, the ancestor of the Viljoen family at Viljoensdrift. The Viljoens came to the Robertson Valley 5 generations ago and settled into the local community and produced vines for wine and brandy. Today, the farm is run by the 2 sons. Marnie looks after the vineyards and orchards, and Fred the cellar. The link between vineyard and cellar is essential to ensure that the range of Viljoensdrift wines are picked when ripe and bottled at the optimum time. Fred and Marnie have adopted what is known as the integrated production of wine system, which is an undertaking to grow grapes and make wine in as environmentally friendly a manner as possible. This approach to preserving the environment is seen in Viljoensdrift's membership of the Biodiversity Wine Initiative. Beautiful old yellowwood trees and wild olive trees are carefully preserved, whilst efforts are made in the veld to remove alien vegetation. It is harvest time at Viljoensdrift. Grapes are harvested before sunrise when they are cool and fresh, avoiding any chance of oxidation. Whilst some grapes are still picked by hand, the mechanical harvester is generally used and is a great saving, enabling the staff to spend more time on the farm or harvesting in the orchards. All the seasons are busy at Viljoensdrift, be it winter pruning or in spring, shoot thinning and fertilizing. But in the summer, all the hard work and dedication pays off. Harvesting at night and early morning allows more precious time in the cellar for the winemaker to produce quality wines. The sooner the grapes arrive in the cellar, the better the quality for the end product. There are 100 hectares under vine, and Marnie is pleased with the deep alluvial calciferous rich soils in which he has to grow his vines.
At my back you've got deep soils for the Chardonnays, and I think it's good. And the Chardonnays we planted at lime soils as well to make it different in the cellar for Fred, so that he can blend the different styles. The river is like a big vein in this valley. It's bringing water from the Brandvlei Dam out of Worcester, and it gives us water, and with the manipulation of water we can grow, I think, very, very fine grapes and good grapes.
With Viljoensdrift firmly established in the export market, it is essential to keep pace with market requirements. New plantings of Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay have been made to cater for this sophisticated wine market. The warm Mediterranean climate with occasional cooling winds is ideal for the growing of grapes in the valley. Whilst the rainfall is less than the traditional Cape Winelands areas, the Breede River provides the necessary irrigation to ensure a consistent crop. Viljoensdrift also has 50 hectares of fruit. These indigenous apricots and cling peaches are produced for the local canning market, providing a well-balanced mix of products for the farm. It is in the new cellar that Fred Viljoen works his magic. The cellar is a mix of the old and the new. The modern ceiling-high stainless steel tanks contrast with the traditional open cement tanks. In these, the red wines are fermented and settled. The small wood maturation cellar enables Fred to develop his wooded wines to their optimum potential and quality.
Quality is the only issue on this farm. We've got a wide variety of different soils, a big variety of different grapes. So I can pick and choose what I need. Like for instance, my River Grandier grapes, I took only my best grapes to make River Grandier. I can blend different vineyards for that specific range.
It has always been quality first at Viljoensdrift. And this is reflected in the increase in the number of wines for both the local and export markets. The introduction of the River Grandier range is especially pleasing. The name is derived from the magnificent Breede River. This flagship award-winning range includes the refreshing Sauvignon Blanc, a Chenin Blanc, and a lightly wood-fermented Chardonnay. There are 4 reds in the range: a barrel-matured Cabernet Sauvignon, Cape Blend, Shiraz, and a Pinotage. The cellar's tasting area not only provides a comfortable area to taste and select your wines, but also affords a magnificent view of the valley from the veranda outside. But Viljoensdrift is not just about producing wines for the local and export markets. It's about lifestyle. Full use is made of the river, and regularly armed with a picnic and a bottle of wine, visitors have the opportunity to explore the beauty of the Breede River. Alternatively, they can just relax on the deck with the river meandering in the background, whilst the children can let off steam in the play area. While you wait for your cruise on the river, take time to explore the range of wines on offer from Viljoensdrift in the separate tasting area by the river. The Viljoens and guests certainly enjoy a party. And what a way to spend an evening cruise and then be entertained by some of the excellent local artists. Once a year, the Robertson Wine Valley comes alive with the wacky wine weekend. All the wineries have some form of entertainment and food. Viljoensdrift is no exception and has its river cruises and bands to entertain you. This is a grand part of the world to visit. The Robertson Valley is part of the Route 62 tourism effort to encourage tourists to take the alternative route between Cape Town and Port Elizabeth, much like the United States Route 66. The route passes through some magnificent country and delightful villages, such as Montague, voted the prettiest village in South Africa in 2002. There is so much to see and do in both the Robertson Valley and in the Klein Karoo, through which Route 62 passes. There is a tractor ride to the top of the Langeberg, rock climbing around Montague, and some great pubs and restaurants. Viljoensdrift, a wonderful mix of tradition, passion, and dedication in the true pioneering spirit.